Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. What is Memorial Day anyway? Stick with us. We're going to talk about it in this video. This is Spencer with Learning English with Spencer. And as always, as you're watching this video, down below, you can click on the closed captioning to be able to see text of this in English. And down below, you can access the quiz questions to help with your auditory retention and with your comprehension or your reading skills. I think it's healthy to recognize, even within a, a group of language speakers and even within nations, there are variations of beliefs, variations of practices, and that's natural. So while we talk about big C, big culture with the capital C, we're talking about traditions and whatnot. It is important to recognize not all Americans feel the same, and not all Americans have the same practices. So, what is Memorial Day? Is it uh, extra break where people don't have to go to work? Is it extended weekend for camping? Is it a day to celebrate those who have died? It depends on who you ask. However, for the sake of this channel and for the sake of generalizations, I do want to talk about Memorial Day as a day to remember those who have died and to celebrate their lives and to visit grave sites. So stick with me. We're going to go through some video and talk about Memorial Day. So Memorial Day is a holiday in the United States in which we have a Monday off to celebrate the lives of those who have died. There's always a special emphasis of veterans, and we'll see that here in some of the cemeteries with crosses or other symbols like flags to celebrate the lives of those veterans who have died. There is another holiday here in the US later in the year, Veterans Day, November 11th, in which we celebrate specifically veterans. Memorial Day is an opportunity to go to the cemeteries of loved ones who have passed on, who've died. In English, we use passed on as a euphemism for dying. Euphemisms are helpful in language to talk about things that make us maybe feel uncomfortable. During Memorial Day, there are lots of people who go to cemeteries to talk about family members who have died, to talk about friends who have died, and to leave flowers, pinwheels, um, memorabilia to celebrate the lives of those who have died. For me and my family, I grew up visiting cemeteries, and not all my family is in one cemetery, so we have to go to quite a handful of cemeteries. And I remember as a kid not liking the day of driving from cemetery to cemetery, but now it's something I really look forward to, taking my own children to go to my grandparents' graves, for instance, or my cousin's grave and their other grandparents' graves, to talk about the lives they lived and what they liked, what they didn't like. It's my personal belief that we're going to be able to interact with these people after we die, and it'd be nice to know them before then. Growing up, I definitely had friends who talked about Memorial Day as an extended day. It's usually either at the end of school or marks the last week of school for us. And students talked about it's a day off right before we go off on vacation. I know others who would go on extended camping trips on Memorial Day. But for my family, for sure, we came to the cemeteries. And as you can tell, as you're looking at all these images of cemeteries, that a lot of people do visit the cemeteries and do visit their loved ones and do gather together. I'm trying not to catch any particular group, but you can definitely see in here families that gather together and sit down and talk, talk about their loved ones, talk about life, and it's a really beautiful opportunity to know where we've come from and the individuals who've helped us get to where we're at in life. Here's another image of crosses at a cemetery with flags. All those crosses and flags are individuals who served in the armed forces here in the United States to celebrate their service. And again, during Veterans Day on November 11th, there's another opportunity for us to celebrate the lives of veterans. But um, like all good things in life, we don't just celebrate veterans once. It's a good opportunity to celebrate veterans multiple times. Um, you'll notice a particular type of flower that's often placed at the grave sites. Here in the United States, we use chrysanthemums or mums in short to celebrate those who have died. As an interesting note, in US culture, you can actually invest in your own death where you can prepay your funeral services. And in the long run, if you do it well, you would have saved your family money and grief in pre planning your funeral services and prepaying it. That's all I've got for today. Thank you for sticking with me and for listening with me. I just want to remind you that you're important, you're valued, and you can do this. Thanks.